Hello, I'm Liz Lumley of Finextra, and today I'm speaking to Stuart Clark of Impendium, and we're going to talk about Remit. So, Stuart, can you tell us what exactly is Remit?
Remit is effectively a new regulation that's currently in statute and is due to go live in 2014. I'm shaking my hand because with all these regulations, we know that the regulators say one date and then invariably move it to another. But in essence, it's a requirement for anyone that's trading in energy to provide information to their local or European regulator. In this case, it's ACER, to ensure that they have complete insight into both standard energy trades as well as some really complex OTC type transactions, so they can analyse all the data from any organisation, whether they're a bank, whether they're an energy company, whether they're a hedge fund, so that they get insight into the information.
So why do firms need to report their energy trades then?
When we look at a requirement like EMIR or CFTC reporting around the whole kind of derivative space, it's all really around systemic risk. It's to stop us from having another global meltdown in the financial services sector. Within the energy space and specifically for Remit, the regulators are completely focusing on market manipulation. So and what I mean by that is to stop external influences from shorting the market, malicious rumour, insider trading. You've only got to see the cost of energy prices globally over the last 10 years have spiralled out of control. So it would appear that the politicians and the regulators, as a result of the bad feeling about the increase in energy prices, that people are actually looking really closely at what's been traded, who's traded it, why they've traded it, and ultimately the pricing around it.
So how do you compare Remit to the likes of EMIR or MiFID for that matter?
So if I was an energy company, I'm going to be looking at probably two requirements at the moment. I'm going to be looking at EMIR because there's a good chance I'm going to be doing exchange traded derivatives to hedge my risk, or long-term OTC trades, and I need something that's going to take care of that problem to get automated reporting to the appropriate trade repository. Within Remit, it's very similar in as much as they're using consistent standards. So they're looking at things like legal entity identifiers. If they're not available, there's a mechanism of which you can use various different unique IDs, including one that's actually issued by ACER. Right the way through to things like unique trade identifiers, unique product identifiers. But there are also some differences. So for example, within Remit, you'll need to report to an RRM, which is, I guess, an equivalent of a trade repository. And we are seeing that some of the trade repositories that have applied under EMIR are also looking to apply to become an RRM under Remit reporting. But similarly, there are additional data attributes that are needed under Remit. So for example, a trading ID, so that they can actually see which individual, clearly it's got to be anomalised, but they want to be able to see who's actually done the trade, which under EMIR I don't actually think you need to provide that type of information. Likewise with complex trades, it's down to being able to send details of the underlying term sheet, and don't laugh, but that's everything from sending an email to actually sending that information via registered post. But when you're looking at something that is billions of dollars and lasts 30 years, the regulator wants to have that information available. The regulator also wants to have all of the order information from wherever the trades are being, whichever market or exchange they're being traded on, They want to have access to things like voice recording. So again, for organisations that typically have not been working in a regulated space, i.e. some of the banks, a lot of these energy companies and utility firms are now facing exactly the same challenges, but they're being hit not with just one new set of requirements, EMEA, they've also got these remit requirements. So, if I was head of treasury or head of, trading at Shell, I'd be looking for something that's going to take care of all of those requirements at once, because I don't want to do a silo-based approach. It's just going to cost me a fortune and it won't work.